COVID-19, where none of these visions have been realized. A year that has revealed our inefficiencies and multiplied our disasters, with a stream of significant human suffering, such as hunger, decrease in daily income, and major economic disruptions, all under the aegis of the COVID-19 pandemic of our time. Inevitably, the pandemic has severely affected most of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and has exposed that gains meant to address poverty, hunger, good health, and well-being are facing serious setbacks.
So far, the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in over 30 million confirmed cases and over 500,000 deaths globally, and still counting. The unanswered question still remains: is the COVID-19 pandemic a cause, as many believe, or can it be a blessing therein? Sit back and enjoy Enactus video story on how we turned the COVID-19 disaster into an opportunity. Hello, Georgie. I'm Sako Jennifer, and presenting with me here this Enactus year, Helen Essien, Joy Odoku,
and Godwin Andrew.
In times of crisis, the most important thing about human existence is survival. So this multidisciplinary team came up with a project titled Survive. This project is determined to ensure survival amidst the health risks, alleviating human suffering, and balancing the economic disruption caused by the pandemic in our local communities and the most vulnerable members of society, in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 3 and 12, which are to ensure healthy life and promote well-being for all at all ages, and to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns, respectively. Given that in Nigeria, the virus grows dramatically at 30% rate daily, we carry out a problem evaluation on the health risks and the economic impact of the COVID-19 within Uyo Ofwat and Afaoku villages in Uyo local government area of Akwa Ibom State.
Would you have ever imagined a situation where one's means of survival is cut off due to the coronavirus pandemic? This new development has turned many people hungry overnight. Meet Enobong, a beautiful young widow with 3 children who was solely affected by the coronavirus outbreak. She was a laborer in a construction site who got her wages from menial jobs like fetching of water and carrying building materials to where they were needed. Following the lockdown order occasioned by COVID-19, she has been kept away from her job for months, thereby throwing her into financial crisis, resulting in no stable means of sustaining herself and family.
Enactus University of Uyo saw her plight upon visiting the area, and we decided to create another opportunity for her and other members of the community by teaching them how to produce personal protective equipment. It is in this vein that we majorly consider the health and economic challenges posed by the novel COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting lockdown order.
Our solution centers on recycling of plastic and fabric waste, and also the use of fresh plastic and polythene bags to produce personal protective equipment such as face masks, face shield, hand gloves, hand sanitizers, and liquid soaps. These PPEs are a necessary requirement intended to reduce the risk of one being infected by this deadly virus and other hazardous illnesses, and in production patterns which involve training of minds will provide a source of revenue and income to families.
Organize the training session for members of the team living in close proximity to the university campus, wherein they learn the basics in the production of the PPEs and in turn train non-members of the team in the same production processes. We also had the collaboration of 2 fashion shops where our members and other trainees used as venues for the production of our nose masks and face shields.
The creativity behind our solution centered on the fact that the production of these PPEs are being made from waste, cheap raw materials by low-income families and are put up for sales to high-income households using the University of Uyo brand. The combination for the production of our hand sanitizer is in accordance with the standard given by the World Health Organization.
Our face shields are made from transparent polyvinyl chloride films and waste plastic bottles, which we gathered from our local communities, sorted and cleaned the ones perfect for the production of our face shields and bottling of our hand sanitizers and liquid soaps respectively. We, however, had a challenge in using waste plastic bottles for the production of our face shields, owing to the fact that some were either not transparent enough or their shape did not fit the purpose we desired. So, we used them instead to bottle our hand sanitizers and liquid soap. Our hand gloves are made from neatly selected polythene bags. Our nose masks are made from selected fabrics, while our liquid soaps are made from a combination of 12 hand-friendly companies.
We further train people within our local communities on recycling of plastic and fabric waste, and also the use of fresh plastics and polythene bags to produce personal protective equipment in their various homes. To protect our environment from health hazards caused by the incessant disposal and burning of plastic waste, and to implement the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12, we substantially reduce waste generation through reduction, prevention, recycling, and reuse. We introduce a system whereby our customers will return the empty bottles of hand sanitizers and liquid soaps and get new ones at 15% discounted rate. This is to ensure that the empty bottles are not being thrown away by our customers to constitute environmental hazard, and also to make them our permanent customers.
To break down our income and expenditure, the project generated sufficient income to cover its operational costs through the procurement of the products by the university management, sales through partnerships with pharmaceutical companies, malls, supermarkets, and banks within the state. Our PPE is at its minimum 20% less than what is obtainable in the open market. The average cost of producing our PPEs is 40% of the selling price. This is achieved given our innovative production strategy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our project has created a huge economic impact on the team as well as those we train through increased income and creation of job opportunities. We began with a capital of 40,900 naira, and with our partnership with 27 businesses so far, we now make a total sales profit of 840,000 naira on a monthly basis. From our total sales profit, our trainees and business partners have a shared profit of 70%, while 30% reverts to the team's treasury. Specifically, Mrs. Enobo, who usually slept hungry with her children, can now comfortably, independently generate an average of 165,000 naira monthly from the production and distribution of our PPEs. Meanwhile, 18 of our trainees can now comfortably go home with at least 18,000 naira monthly as shared profit from the distribution and sales of our PPEs. That means over 235,200 naira monthly. 25 of our business partners, pharmaceutical companies, malls, and the supermarkets have experienced an increase in sales profit of over 205,800 naira monthly. 2 of our other stakeholders, the fashion outfits, have also experienced an increase in total production with a sales proceed of 147,000 naira.
Having considered the added steps taken to execute this project, there has been so much economic impact aimed at improving the social well-being of persons. This project offers opportunities to those we had trained and are training to use their skills to generate income for themselves, and for those that will train subsequently, thereby projecting the indirect impacts of the team.
Our impacts so far include 1. Creation of 35 new jobs and improved income for about 13 persons, of which Mrs. Enobo's testimony is a reference point. Increased revenue for about 27 businesses, cutting across pharmacies, supermarkets, shopping malls within Uyo. 3. Collaboration with the University of Uyo Management to mass produce for the institution.
Expected impact with the project include increased revenue for the team and the trainees through the sale of this product, expanded partnership with pharmaceutical companies, malls, supermarkets, eateries within and outside Uyo, direct and indirect training of more persons on the production and distribution of these PPEs, distribution in public places such as schools, hospitals, churches, markets within the state, distribution to public areas and public schools upon resumption.
And survive will positively impact our environment through the following ways. 1. Reduction in the numbers of persons infected with COVID-19 virus. 2. Compliance with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 12 as our recycling system reduces indiscriminate waste disposal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the midst of a highly teachable moment. There is no doubt that this period will be referred to
disseminate information to rural areas.
While we provide relief for those recovering from the virus. Facilitate technology to combat the virus.
We at Enactus University of Europe could not ignore the most vulnerable, because in times of crisis as this, what is most important is
Survival.
Thank you.